Hello, and welcome to another update video on Solana. I'm here on the short-term chart because in the last video I covered also the bigger picture, larger time frame, right? I showed you which support levels will be relevant yesterday should we start to break below our upper micro support levels. But for now, support is holding. The price bounced off from our blue trend line down here, around $178. So we also had a Fibonacci support area there, and it was about time that the bulls reacted. I mean, I was already watching for a bounce yesterday. This internal move down, this fifth wave to the downside, extended a little more than ideal, but it was still, okay within parameters. We formed a higher low, and the price moved up today from the lower range boundary line to the upper range boundary line. So it's a pretty straightforward move. Also, it looks like a 5-wave move up. It really does, like an impulse. Now, before you get all completely hyped up and before you vibrate out of your chairs, please understand that we are still within a range. We have only moved from the lower boundary to the upper boundary. So I think the potential for a pullback is now very high. Very high, in fact, because we've moved from support to resistance, also into Fibonacci resistance, and we are at a trend line, and we're just below this previous swing high. So there is a lot of resistance to clear. And if I look at the microstructures, it really does look like a 5-wave move up. I mean, of course, it could get a few more upside squiggles. Most of this direct move is likely done. So the support area that we're now tracking is between, it's measured based on the distance of today's move to the upside, between $180.65 to $186.71. This is our Fibonacci support zone. And as long as we're now holding above $180.65, the overall focus can remain on higher prices. It can remain on higher prices. However, it will be this structure of this pullback that will tell us what's going on. Because remember, we are still in a broader range. We haven't really cleared any resistance. All we have is a bounce, which looks impulsive for sure, but it's so small, it's not meaningful, right? So we haven't broken above any resistance. We just need to understand that the structure of the next pullback could be really, really important. Because if it's corrective in nature, we should hold above $180.65. We should get a 3-wave move down, and then from there, bounce, right? However, if we see a 5-wave move down and absolutely no reaction to support, this opens the door to those levels, to a test of those levels that I mentioned in yesterday's video. Which means all eyes need to be now on this support area. We haven't really started the pullback, so maybe let's first pay close attention to resistances, especially here $190, $193.20, and then the trend line around $194.50, and then this previous swing high. But even clearing those, I would call these here micro resistances. Breaking above it, or this zone, means we're going to attack this zone. Not very clearly defined, but it's basically where the 13th of October high is located, 14th of October high at $211, and the yellow trend line. That's the trend line we've been below since the 10th of October. So this is going to be an important one. Sort of that $212 to $215 area. And this one is the most meaningful one. Yeah, $225, because that's where the selling pressure came in on the 10th of October. So you see, there is a lot of resistance to clear. I think for now, in the very short term, at least a small pullback would be ideal as well. Not only likely, but it would be ideal. Because after such a move in this range, the market might just need to breathe in, breathe out. Bear in mind, we're here on the micro pattern, so things can change quickly, but that should give you the most relevant support and resistance levels. So yeah, that's the update on Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, also make sure you follow us on our stocks channel. Some of you might not even know that it exists, the MCO Global stocks and stocks or equities and commodities channel. What do we have here? We cover gold, silver, one of them at least every single day. Typically, there's Tesla sometimes covered, PayPal, sometimes the Nasdaq, sometimes nat gas, sometimes oil, So if you're interested, check it out. I've been covering gold since 2022 here. Have been bullish throughout, really. But now we're coming to the end of that larger cycle. So if you want to follow that, feel free to do so. I'll leave a link for you guys in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.